And for reef 1, we have another new sheave.
So we want to go to the left a bit more. So without using the wheel, what are you going to do?
I'm going to use this one.
Asking me for security advice in Turtle Bay.
Work schedules being what they are, I am not always able to travel with Steve from San Francisco to Trinidad. Fortunately, this was one of the times I was able to break away to enjoy our boat and practice a long list of sailing skills: motoring, docking, anchoring, napping. But first, Steve and Paul get busy putting a few things back together.
So where it was wearing thin, all the patch sections that have been replaced.
There's a whole big
down to the complete section here, and with a little patch on here. They've pretty much gone through the whole, sail where it was
okay. So all the stitching is brand new.
And all the stitching has been, the whole thing has been restitched
with a few patches.
So,
excellent. Does it matter which side has the threads?
Not really, because it will always have a slight twist to it.
Not as easy as it looks then.
Just the starting off bit, once I get past it, she looks like to put a little bit on here as well. It's just biting on that.
Old sheave, spinnigrated even more, just being handled. New sheave made by Zephyrworks. Gonna put that on now. That goes right here. So the cracked sheave came from here. What we're going to do, I had two made. This is reef 1. We're also going to put another new sheave on reef 2. So we got to do that one first because the pin is on that side. And the center, or the second one, is the outhaul. Leave the original outhaul sheave in place. You know, and if these ever need replacing, I know where to go now.
Okay, perfect. Right, they're in.
Okay, so what goes here is an empty sheave, which would be for reef 3, which I actually might even do. I might even add a third reef eventually. I'm going to get a price on that.
Just a little push, mate. I've got my finger underneath it, so it shouldn't go through. Yeah, there we go.
Right. Just center that up for your pin.
Right. There we go. Yeah, in. That's in. Just move your finger. You want to get the pin through the other side there. Perfect.
Okay. And for reef 1, we have another new sheave milled by Zephyr Works in Washington State. Have you got the bottom?
Yeah, I've got the bottom. Yeah. I need to go back a little bit. Okay, now flip slightly. There we go. In.
What I'm doing now is I'm removing one of these halogen lights. These things get really hot, and you know, as you can imagine, that's going to take up a lot of voltage to run those puppies. So I've removed the one from the other side here. This is in the port guest cabin. I'm going to see what I can do to source an LED replacement, maybe the whole fixture with the right base. Worst case scenario, just get some bulbs. So the saloon has about 10 of these halogens. You can see pretty well at night, but again, they burn really hot. I mean, they're so hot you can't even touch them after they've been on for about 10 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm pulling a panel down. These panels on the Leopard are held in by a lot of Velcro, so they're pretty well secured, and that'll let me get to one. I'll just pull the fixture down, and it's most likely all I'm gonna find is a bulb for this, and that'll be okay. If I find the whole fixture, great. If I just need a bulb, great. No worries.
Center the wheel. We're just going to try and use the engines alone.
Okay.
So we want to go to the left a bit more. So without using the wheel, what are you going to do?
I'm going to use this one.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, if anything, you want to slow it down. So if you slow down on port, bring port into neutral, that starboard engine should then, in theory, start to turn to the left a little bit. Excellent. Right. We're going to want to start to come around behind the back of the cushion here. So to turn around to the right, which one are we going to slow down on?
This one.
Yeah. So we're going to put that one into neutral. Just rely on the port engine, so that might need a little bit more revs. Now, what's the other thing we could do to initiate this turn even greater? To make the right hand turn without the wheel.
Without the wheel.
Without the wheel.
Put this in reverse.
We could do. But don't do that now, because we've got a little bit too much speed going forwards.
Okay.
And we'll put a little bit of excess strain on the engine.
Okay.
We use that when we're going really slow. So it's kind of very slow manoeuvres. But we're coming around nicely. So what we can do now, if you start to slow down a bit on port, okay, let the boat slow down a little bit, and now you can reverse on starboard. So you've got the yellow boat on the left.
Okay.
You've got the blue boat just to the right of it.
Okay.
And you're going to aim. You're going to go
between
to
the two of them?
No, you're going to actually go between the blue boat and the moored and the moored yachts where we've just come from. So we're going to go straight down what is the channel between the moorings and the anchored boats.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is, the plan is, we're going to go all the way to the very back mooring row. We're going to go all the way down to the back, and we're going to come round to the right, follow the moorings all the way round, and then come back up by the bar. And we're going to go. We're going to look to come alongside or come horizontal to the parallel to the jetty, right at the very front end. So there's a little white boat in there at the moment, so we're going to go in front of that at the dock. Nice and steady, nice and slowly. So whoever's crew, as you're coming into somewhere, obviously one on the helm, the other one's responsibility is lines and fenders. All you're making sure is that your fenders are kind of at the right height-ish, which they should be, and as long as they're protecting the boat, you can always bat around with them afterwards. and making sure you've got your lines ready to either throw ashore or to step off with. Never jump off the boat, always step off it. If you're too far away and it's pushing you and all the rest of it and you don't make it,
Come back
bail
around.
out and come back around again, and that's not an issue at all. I was saying to Steve as well, it's always nice when you come in and you're in close quarters sailing like this to have an escape route. Have an exit strategy so that we have a plan, and we all know the plan and we all know what we're going to do, so that there's nobody's under any different illusions of what they thought they were going to do.
Okay.
But always have an escape route in your head, so that hey, if this goes wrong, I can bail out this way. I can come off the jetty.
Stopping to get diesel at Power Boats. The building there is where we stayed the first time we came out here, just to take a look at the boat. Yeah, Power Boats is an awesome yard. Great place to go on the hard, do work, great staff. You know, it's called Power Boats because they got all the power boats there, but you know, there's hundreds of sailboats there as well, so you're in good hands.
Okay, so Steve, you get ready with your lines, yeah? First one you're going to throw is the bow line, and then you're going to come straight back for the stern. Okay, stick another 15 litres in.
Sorry?
1.5, stick 1.5 in.
Okay.
How did you get the bottom job?
The sweaty job, I offered because I'm nice.
You're the young one, that's why.
I love it here in Trinidad, and I adore staying at our mooring at TTSA, the Trinidad and Tobago Sailing Association. But when we first arrived in Trinidad, we stayed in a funky little cabin at Power Boats. And as we come right around this corner, you'll see it. Little blue building, top floor, clean, twin beds, fabulous view. I highly recommend it.
It's going to take probably 300 liters total between the three tanks.
Well, I didn't know there were three.
Well, you got a starboard engine, a port engine, and a generator.
Ah.
So that's three. First one took 105 liters.
What was that, 1,000 TT?
It was 13.
13? $200
$200.
US?
fuel tanks full, off we motored to Turtle Bay. I'm not sure why it's called Turtle Bay. I've been there more than once, and I have yet to see one turtle. As you sail away from powerboats, you will notice that there are lots of oil tankers and oil platforms. Because two of the most important industries in Trinidad and Tobago are oil and natural gas. There is an abundance of these natural resources there.
Right, are we familiar with we familiarising ourselves with anchoring again?
Going for it. You ready?
Yeah, go for it.
There's 60.
Keep going, mate. Keep going. We're in 50 foot of water.
That was 60.
We're in 50 foot.
I've got 140 feet.
140 feet, that's cool. So 50, 100, 150. Stick another, if we can stick another, how much you got left? Is that all of it?
No, I've got another 10 feet.
Fine. What we do now is I'll get Deborah to reverse back, pull it tight, lock her in, and then we'll deal with that. And I'm going to bring Deborah up to see that as well.
All right.
Deborah's not seen that yet. Chain at the moment is straight down here. You can see it directly through the hole under the boat. All you did by going in reverse, pull it tight so that we stretched out all the chain on the seabed so it's in a nice straight line, made sure it's dug in properly, and then once the boat goes tight, it will come back and it will sit back over the top like this.
Okay.
We've got one more thing we need to do which you've not seen yet, and that is we extended, you remember we couldn't use the snubbing line last time because somebody, I don't know who, somebody forgot that we need to make a little extension around the whiskers for the bowsprit. I fired them, whoever it was, I fired them. So what we need to do now is we need to attach this chain, this hook, onto the chain, and then keep paying out more chain, and you'll see the snubbing line go forwards and out.
So there's not tension on it.
So the tension isn't, so the chain isn't down here, it's actually being held out there, and it's actually the line, the snubbing line that's holding the weight off the front of the boat and not the windlass.
Got it.
Cool. I'll let you demonstrate to Deborah how you do this.
First, undo some of this. Probably all of it, yeah?
Yeah, you can do most of it. I mean, you can kind of do it as it's going down at the same time.
Okay.
It's looking clean in this anchor locker, isn't it?
It is.
Do this. And I'm going to reach down and wrap it around a link.
Yeah, you could possibly. There shouldn't be any reason apart from you going over the roller why you couldn't connect it onto one of these. I just prefer to miss out the roller because I knock it off.
I prefer to miss out the roller too.
Cool. Right. So go
Okay, so now we're ready to let it down.
Yeah, let it down. Let off all the little safety line on it as well.
And how far down are we going?
Mate, we're basically doing it.
We've only got
until the snubbing line is tight. So start paying her down. Keep a little bit of tension on this line here so she doesn't fall off on the way down. See what's going on here, Deborah? So the snubbing lines are on the side. They're now going down into the water. The chain's dropping down to the bottom where you can see it. Go a little bit more, mate, if you can.
all of the chain is out.
Right. What we'll do is we'll just stick her into reverse and just pull her back tight to make sure that snubby line comes off, which is not.
How are we looking?
Yeah, it's got it. If you feel this, pulling tight on there, and I can still lift this up by hand. So.
You ready for a beer?
I'm ready for a nap.
Ready for it?
So we anchored out at Turtle Bay, same place Paul and I trained at last time. Borah made lunch. Wow, and that was great. And then she had a quick shut-eye. And meanwhile, Paul and I took out all the little halogen bulbs in the saloon and replaced them with LED. So they're like really bright too.
Yes, and you'll be fitting a dimmer switch very soon.
Most likely.
I actually stuck my feet in the water.
I was going to say, no, 90% of the time we were doing that, we were sat on the back step. It was literally only the last 5 minutes to go down here.
And I talked to a sailboat from Germany.
Oh yeah, is he here?
Over on the other side.
Right down the other side. Asking Deborah for security advice in Turtle Bay. Yeah. Be on the news in the morning, yeah, man mugged in Turtle Bay.
Asking me for security advice in Turtle Bay. Of course I would know.
And next up, we're just going to sail back to TTSA. Get back to our mooring.
On.
We check the water. Have our crew check the water.
Checking the water. Water checked.
Water checked.
Present and correct. Water.
Thank you. All right.
I'm just giving this a quick wrap. It's the last possible spot that we should be putting the snubber.
Cool.